Hello, friends. All right, so it is May 2021, and this video is for my VIP group on Patreon. And in this video, this is the master class, and we are connecting with the Lyrans this month. So we're working with the Lyrans. All right. And so the Lyran who wanted to come in is Tyshoba. And I kind of see her like this purple light being, or like the lady or holy amethyst, lady amethyst. She's a healer, like healer medicine woman from Lyra. And they want to talk about forgiveness and how to be how to parent your crystal children. Okay, so the crystal children, I think this is really referring to the children that are born now or that have been born like in the last 10 years, and the abilities that they have, or the strengths that they have, or the connections that they have to the higher realms and dimensions. So let's see what Tyshoba has to say about that. I am Tyshoba, and I do come from Lyra, and I am so excited to be here, and I am excited to bring forward the information about crystal children. We will call them crystal children for the purposes of this video. However, you may call them something else. They are divine beings, just like all of you are divine beings who are watching this. We are all divine beings. And it's the children that have been born in the recent years, in the last decade, have a deeper connection to the higher dimensions and the higher realms. They have a understanding, and although they do come in and forget some of that, just as you have coming into this third dimensional density, or people who have children during this time can really help foster their children, to help them remember their memories as a star seed from another galaxy, another universe, another star system. And so we want to help them to grow their abilities. And so we want to help you to help your children, because your children are the future. And as we go through the process of ascension on Earth, it is important to help one another and foster the energy of these children. So what we can do is to be very kind and gentle and nurturing with these children. We should be this way with everyone and with all children. But there is a misconception of how parenting should be done, and how parenting is meant for you to be involved in your child's growth and evolution. And the way the society has been set up for so very long has been for both parents to be away at work, and the children being raised by school, by their peers, by their nannies, by babysitters. And the pandemic has allowed for some parents to be at home with their children, and this has been a difficult transition for some to have to be home. But the children really need your nurturing. It's time to teach our children about meditation, to teach our children the importance of keeping their mind, body, and soul healthy and healing our mind, body, and soul. And it's important for us to teach them the importance of eating healthy and moving their body, how to tap into their intuition, to listen to their feelings, to listen to their inner guidance, to help lift them up, to be sensitive and nurturing. There is a idea that we must teach our children to self-soothe, and this is a misconception, and instead we have to teach our children how we are going to be there for them and support them and love them and care for them and help them through their journey. And many of you have had to learn how to be very independent and to be very maybe feeling alone. And so we want you to parent differently. Now, of course, you don't have to listen to what I say. You can do what feels right for you. I encourage that we try to parent our children differently, where we are more nurturing and we are more loving. How can we expect to create the ascension and to move into a world of love and harmony and peace and joy if we cannot even love ourselves or love our children? And if we are going to try to have our children self-soothe and figure it out for themselves, well, how are they going to create a better world then? So we can lead by example, and we can lead by showing them that we love them. We must bring them so much love, because they will love us unconditionally, will they not? They will love their parents no matter what. And shouldn't we love them back the same way? Shouldn't we love them in a divine, loving way? We should love them through the respect we show them, love them through the compassion we show them, love them through the tenderness we show them, love them through our guidance and our willingness to help them cope and get through what is occurring on planet Earth right now. We can learn from our children about the importance of taking care of the planet, of taking care of ourselves. We can nurture our children. And even if you feel like your child is not one of these crystal children, they are, as every human on Earth at this time is a starseed, and there are no original humans on the Earth. Now, many have forgotten this. That is part of the process of coming into the third dimension. Many are waking up to this, but there are some that are going to stay in the third dimension, and that's okay. But we have to start teaching our children love and respect and kindness and gratitude. And we can teach that through example. We can teach that by expressing that to them, by by showing that with our own actions while we parent and raise those children. And so when you see your child behaving in a particular way, and perhaps in a way that you do not like, think about where they learned that from. Did they learn that from you? Did they learn that from another parent? Did they learn that from something they watched on TV? Did they learn that from somewhere else? Where did they learn that behavior? How can you nurture that behavior? How can you course correct that behavior if it is really a behavior that could hurt someone else or themselves? How can you teach them the correct way? Now, this isn't saying that every undesirable behavior your child has is wrong or bad. That is for you to decide, but be very careful and do not just decide because it is something you don't like. It could just simply be something that you need to learn how to help them grow with it or evolve with it. You know, we expect our children to behave in this way that is almost perfect. So when you stub your toe and you're sad about it or angry about it or hurting about it, would you like someone to tell you to just shake it off or walk it off or get over it? Or would you like someone to say, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Can I do something to help you?" Think about your actions and how your actions affect your child's actions and how your actions affect the way your child is going to evolve. And of course, your child, no matter how they are raised, are going to make their own decisions and can be raised differently or turn out differently than you had envisioned. But what the Lyrans are asking as a collective is that the humans focus more on bringing in more love and compassion into how you parent your children. Where do you feel like you could have used more love and compassion in the way you were raised? And how can you show more love and compassion in how you're raising your children? We can create more love on this planet by showing kindness and gratitude and having understanding that we don't know everybody's story, and understanding that their story might be much different and much deeper than what we know. And so I also want to talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness is having more love for yourself. Forgiveness is having more love for yourself. It is having more love for yourself by forgiving the parts that you feel, the parts about yourself that you feel bad about. So after hearing the part about the parenting, and if you feel like, oh, I haven't been doing the best job ever, know that that's okay, and we aren't judging you. We aren't judging you. We send you all the love and light, and we aren't judging you. We are bringing your attention and your awareness to the parenting, not so you can beat yourself up, not so you can feel bad, but so that you can course correct for yourself if you need to. And so forgiveness is important so that you can love yourself more. When you are not forgiving of yourself or others, it is because you are holding on to that pain, you are holding on to that anger, you are holding on to that sadness, you are holding on to that grief, you are holding on to that hurt, you're holding on to that, and you are living your life from that place. And you don't want to live your life from that place. You don't want to live your life from that place always. So it is okay to feel those feelings. It is okay to feel hurt by somebody. Yes, it is okay. That is okay. However, you can choose to feel differently when you let that pain in, when you allow yourself to feel it fully and completely. And then you can have that moment where you can make the conscious decision of, I'm not going to let this affect me any longer in a way that keeps me from moving forward on my journey of highest good. And so forgiveness is about loving yourself, because when you choose to love yourself instead, when you choose to not continue to walk forward in your life from a place of hurt and grief and sadness and anger, and you choose to walk forward in a place of feeling good, feeling confident, feeling determined, feeling ready to move forward and take on the day, then you are transforming that energy and you're using it to propel you in the right direction. And so that is love. We think love is something very simple. Humans think love is something very simple. When I say we through this whole channeling, I am referring to the human species. And so when the human species thinks of love, a lot of times they think of love as something very simple, or they really just use it as a word, and that it is a word and it gets thrown around so very easily without really any intent behind it. And so we ask that you have forgiveness for yourself and you have forgiveness for others, and from this forgiveness that you bring in this feeling of love, and that love, as anger is a feeling created by other feelings, grief, sadness, feeling disappointed. Love is brought forward in a feeling of respect, gratitude, compassion, understanding. And so good forward motion, positive forward motion. So all these things are ways to be loving and kind to yourself. And as you walk the true path of your purpose, you shine that light out to others. Now, we understand and know that you can feel this forgiveness for yourself and others and continue to walk forward in this light. And then you can come and have a bad day. And you could get into those feelings that kept you in the feelings of sadness and loss and grief. And that's okay. That's part of the process. This is part of the process so that you can continue to find ways to help bring yourself out of it. And you don't have to do this alone. You can certainly call on your friends. You can call on other light workers. You can call on people to be there for you, to support you through this time. If you are having a bad day, please don't feel you need to sit there all by yourself and wallow in those lower vibrational emotions all on your own, because that is not true. That is not true. You should reach out and ask for help, unless that truly is your desire, is to sit with it by yourself. That is fine, of course. But if you are doing that out of stubbornness, then ask for some support. You can journal. You could call in the angels. And you can call in the galactic beings that you feel connected to. You can call in elementals that you feel connected to. So the Lyrans, really, we wanted to come forward and really speak to you about forgiveness and the crystal children. And this really goes hand in hand because you can have so much hurt inside of you that can cause you to parent your children in a different way. Have you ever noticed that when you are in a sour mood, you might be a little more short with your children? Now, if you are someone who is watching this and you don't have any children, that is okay. So then what we ask is that you work on healing your inner child, that part of you that didn't get nurtured properly, that didn't get shown love and compassion and affection the way that you should have. And so what we ask is that you show that to yourself, and that you ask others to show that to you. You make sure you surround yourself with people who are supportive and loving and kind and affectionate and want to be there to support you on your journey. It is time for the human species to stand united. It is time for the human species to rise above. And to rise above, they need to step forward into the light. There will be dark days and there will be days of light, and that is okay. And there will be some back and forth, and that is okay. But we ask that you try to be mindful when you get into those lower vibrational feelings, that you find a way to bring yourself out of it. And that you find a way to bring yourself out of it through the own actions you take for yourself and through asking help from those around you. Holy cow. Oh my God. Okay. Her energy is really gentle and sweet, and lots of purple. Lots of purple. Okay. Okay, so this video is already 22 minutes long. So I had a bunch of questions I wanted to ask her, but I think I'm going to make a part 2 video. And so yeah, I want to make a part 2 video. I'm just trying to think of what else I should say after everything she said. I think, she said a lot, and it was very practical and simple. It wasn't super complicated. At least I didn't feel like it was super complicated. It was that we need to love our children better. We need to be leading by example. We need to love ourselves more. And by practicing forgiveness, that does allow us to love ourselves more and others. So in part 2, I'm going to be asking her some questions. Tyshoba, I'm going to ask her some questions. So I'll see you in part 2, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.